Thomas, I forgot to ask. You don't have a tattoo on your back, do you?
Tattoo? I do, actually. But why?
Could you show it to me, please?
What? Now? Here?
Yes, please. This is vital for our investigation.
You did say back, right? No, it's not on your ass, is it, Thomas?
Okay. If it's gonna help you any.
Well, I'm wondering who G is now, but aside from that,
Did it tell you anything?
it told me that you didn't kill Anna.
Of course not. What are you saying?
It's nothing personal, Thomas.
You ought to see that tattoo, Zach. A big heart with an arrow through it and Love G in the center.
I'm going to assume it's not George.
I don't know when he got that done, but we've all been through the 80s.
Well, aside from offending Thomas, let's go and see if we can talk to some peeps.
Quite a performance. Mysterious and very poetic. But I don't think many of your audience appreciated it.
Mr. Francis York Morgan. The purple fog appears with rain, soiling and ruining our town. The evil does not drain.
Find out why the town is soiled. Remove the source from which it boiled. Then and only then your case is solved. But for this to happen, to solve the crime, the proper must do the proper at the proper time. It is not yet mine, that is, Mr. Stewart's time, not mine.
But if you, Mr. York, find the right timing to chat with me, that is, with Mr. Stewart, may that be. Informative and fruitful, you will see. So says Mr. Stewart.
So, Harry, you know something. But there's some reason why you can't tell me yet. Is that what you're trying to say?
Cut the poetic rubbish, Harry, and tell us what you know. We can force you to talk, you know.
I'm not sure that's going to work, George. I'm not convinced.
Mr. Francis York Morgan, pay close attention to the signs, the omens, and the premonition.
A deadly one?
Small they may be, they still are finds, and helpful to your investigations. So says Mr. Stewart.
Thanks for the warning, Harry. But don't worry. Me and Zach, we know what we're doing.
That we do. Do we? I'm not sure about that. Now, most of the townsfolk aren't really suspects, but coffee. We always need coffee. You might tell us something very important. Emily, you got anything to say?
Agent York, are you finished asking questions yet? When you're done, let me know. We'll all get dinner.
Sounds nice. And no, not done yet. Let's go into the sort of lobby area and see if we can find some people. Oop. Strange person by themselves? That's fine. Hello, you two.
I'm FBI Special Agent Francis York Morgan.
So Anna was killed. But why does that bring the FBI here?
Ah, Quint. He works at the darts bar. We'll be visiting that.
I have an interest in murder cases involving young women.
Well, you know, man, this might just be another case to you. But it means the death of a friend to me. And I want you taking this lightly like it's just another case.
I never take anything of this nature lightly, I assure you. I'm here to apprehend the perpetrator who did this.
Yeah, because local enforcement can't shine their own boots, right?
Good point. You can't always count on the police now, can you? But that doesn't mean you're going to capture the perpetrator yourself, Quint.
How do you know my name?
I memorized the name of every citizen before arriving in town. I also know about you and your significant other.
You mean Becky?
Don't underestimate the FBI. We know and see everything.
I'm sorry if I was a little harsh. I want to help, I do. Okay?
Okay, Zach, I'll tell you how I knew his name. He's got a small Q on his hat. That was the only name beginning with Q that I could think of. He was even kind enough to tell us his girlfriend's name. I can read him like a book, Zach.
Well, that's why you get paid the megabucks. Good work, York. Now, let's talk to the person next to Quint. I guess he also owns in the darts bar.
You're York, right? I'm Richard Dunn, the owner of the darts bar, Swery 65.
Hello, Richard. Very suave gentleman.
How'd you like the town?
Oh, it's great. Aside from the murder that happened here.
Yep. Murder just doesn't fit with a small town like ours.
Well, Richard, I'll have to correct you on that. Crimes don't care about size. Big town, small town, just isn't a factor.
I guess you're right.
So, how did you know Anna?
I've known her since she was a child. She was the same age as my son. You know, she always stood out, being pretty and all, just like her mother, Sally.
What do you know about Sally?
Well, I went all through school with her right here in town. I never thought our children would be the same age.
I don't see her here today.
Ah, well, see, she lost her husband, and this time it's her daughter. She's at home right now, trying to make peace with it all.
You seem to know a lot. How long have you been in love with her?
Hey, don't go there. That scar of yours tells me you got your hands full too, right? Let's not dive into personal matters. It'll be better for you and me.
You're right, Richard. Collecting gossip won't help with the matter at hand.
I like the fact we're going to antagonize everyone immediately. That's the way forward. Though, an interesting point. A crime of passion, perhaps? Oh, hello, Usher. And Freckly Fiona. Let's have a word with these two since we're here. Whoops. Let's try and go around Usher. Nope, let's do this way.
Agent York, you make any progress?
Of course, plenty. Tell me, Usher, when is Anna's funeral?
That's still undecided. Sally isn't really in any condition to do it right now.
Her mother? I don't see her here.
Anna was her sole reason for living after her husband was deceased. Well, she's probably huddled up at home.
Well, that collaborates
I
at
should
least.
probably take some time to pay her a visit.
Well, yes, you should. And I'd appreciate it if you could, too. But don't go too hard on her, okay?
Don't worry, Usher. I'm sure we can, not brutalize a poor, grieving lady. Hello, Fiona.
Are you getting closer to catching the murderer?
Hello again, Fiona. Good to see you here.
Well, Dr. Johnson told me to be here. He said it would be important.
Well, that was good advice. He may be young, but he seems like a wise man.
Oh, and he's a very hard-working person, too. Everyone thinks he's some kind of weirdo, but I don't think so at all. People don't understand why he's in the autopsy room all day, but I do. He's doing research to make the world a better place in the future. You know, he already made a fortune in LA with his career.
I did not know that.
You didn't? Oh, the doctor is a very rich man. He has a really big house over by the lake.
Really, Doctor?
Amazing, Zach. He must be loaded. Rich and young. A perfect combination.
Right.
But you don't get that feeling from him at all, do you? He doesn't show it. That's one of the things I like best about him.
Well, I could have been fooled if it weren't for you. Thanks for the valuable information, Fiona.
He's just like, duh! He's gonna turn around. Right. So that's those two out of the way. Now, we have a suspect here. Then we have some down here as well. Those two also. So let's talk with the gentleman up here, first of all. An old army vet, I guess? Probably not going to like us very much.
So you're the FBI agent, are you?
The general. He owns the scrapyard. We'll be visiting him later as well.
I'm FBI Special Agent Francis York Morgan.
I'm the general. I fought for my country in the Vietnam War.
A real-life war hero. So why are you living here?
Soldier, this is my hometown. After a man returns from war, there's no place to go other than his hometown. Your little speech, you mentioned the raincoat killer.
Was that a problem?
You imbecile. The raincoat killer's no myth, not mere folklore, not a fairy tale. It's based on actual events that happen in this town.
It is. I'm interested. Can you tell me more about this?
You kids today don't even know how to ask for something right. Soldier, if you want to hear more, you come to my office.
He literally exudes raw power, Zach. Despite the credibility issues, we should give him a visit.
One thing, though. Calls himself a general, but isn't that a sergeant's uniform?
I was about to say that. Yeah, good spot again. Right, there are 2 people down here. Let's talk to these 2. Oh my god.
Yeah! Hey there, FBI. I'm Keith Ingram.
Hey Keith, can you stop singing, please?
FBI Special Agent Francis York Morgan. Please, call me York. That's what everyone always calls me.
Okay, York. No problem, man.
So, Keith, I hear you run the Milk Barn convenience store.
That's right, man. Rock and roll!
You sell
Everyone knows something like this,
raincoats
right?
there by any chance?
Yeah, but nobody ever buys them, though. Anyone who wears one of them, I say, just ain't a rocker. But you know, that scar of yours, now that scar rocks.
This scar rocks? Now that's a new one. I'll drop by your store soon, and let's talk then.
Yeah, cool, man. Rock on, FBI!
Now, you started off annoying, Keith, but I like you. That's some good friendly stuff going on there. I assume this is either your wife, maybe? Since you 2 are here together? Oh, wedding ring. We'll check out.
You're Isaac and Isaiah's mother?
Yes, I'm Lily.
Yep. Identified as Keith's wife. Nice.
I'm FBI Special Agent...
Agent York, right?
That's right.
You are good.
The handsome special agent from the big city. The facial scar trademark. The way you introduce yourself. Everyone's talking about you.
Well, I can't say much about the scar. But the way I introduce myself, Zach and I consider it a kind of ritual of sorts.
Everyone has their own rituals. It's like always leaving the house left foot first. It's one of those things.
You certainly are a funny one.
So, have you noticed anything strange or out of place recently?
Well, Becky's been taking a couple of days off from work, but aside from that, I heard she was in shock after the murder. But...
You think there's something else?
Well, I took the boys along to see her today. She's always so kind to them, and they love seeing her too. But she took in the boys and told me to wait outside. Something about a special secret between just the 3 of them. I just couldn't understand it.
Now that's interesting. Thank you, Lily.
Now that could be valuable.
Perhaps we should give Becky a visit tomorrow, Zach.
I think that's a good idea, York. I definitely think we should give Becky a visit. Right. Anyone? These 2. Oh, look, it's Polly. Hey, Polly. And a suspect. And a few more over here. But anyway, let's quickly do this side of the room first. Another suspect here. I think he's the owner of the gun shop. Let's speak to these 2. It's good to get to know everybody in town. We'll be talking with them a lot.
I'm U.S. Special Agent Francis York Morgan. I presume you are the owner of the diner that Anna worked at?
That's right.
Ooh, cold. Hello, Nick.
I'd like to ask you a few questions about Anna Graham. Did you notice anything strange about her prior to the incident? Nick, are you hiding something?
No, nothing.
You're sure?
I'm sorry, but I don't like repeating myself.
Man, that man is clammed up tight. He is not talking to us, is he? Well, let's talk to this lady here. Maybe you'll be a little bit... another wedding ring. Maybe you'll be a little bit more helpful.
I'm U.S. Special Agent Francis York Morgan. And you are?
Olivia, Nick's wife.
I recognize you from the card I found about you in the middle of nowhere. Hi, Olivia.
Anna worked at your husband's diner, right? What kind of girl was she?
Well, she was a very hard worker. A nice girl.
Did you ever see her acting strange?
Well, not really. But there was one thing. Well, you see, the diner closes when it rains. Many shops do that around here, as you might have heard. Anyway, Anna always seemed unfocused the day after it rained. and came in late, too. It was almost as if she used up all her energy the day before. Come to think of it, that was really strange. Did that legendary monster really kill her?
It wasn't a monster. Just a criminal. Criminal I'm going to catch and bring to justice.
Well, that could explain why we had trouble finding any shops earlier, because they always close on their own. They did tell us that as well, but I wasn't sure. He sorted this fine gentleman. I said I think he's the gun owner.
I'm FBI Special Agent Francis York Morgan. Please, call me York.
Wesley, owner of the gun store called Panda Bear.
Knew it.
People around here call me the gunsmith.
It's the gunsmith.
Was there something you want to ask me?
How do you make a living running a gun store in a place like this? I'd be worried because there can't be that many customers.
Worry gives a small thing a big shadow. I do gunsmith work in my shop, too. If you got the skills, the customers find you. All you need is a network.
I hope so.
Oh, is he actually... Oh, can we buy some stuff? Wow, that's expensive. Well, I've already got one of those. Though I could do with some ammo. That's actually quite handy. Let's buy some of those. How many of those can we buy? I think I said no. Yes. You can't carry any more of these. Okay, well I guess we've got a reasonable amount then. Guns are just tools for killing people. I don't like it any more than you do.
You've got quite a selection here. No wonder people come from all around.
Even today, a customer paid me to go to Seattle for some help. I just got back.
I see. Well, I'll be sure to visit your store sometime. I'd like for you to take a look at my gun.
Understood. Look forward to it. The shop will be open again tomorrow. It's usually open from 2000 to 0600. See you then.
Well, that's some awkward timing, but that's fine. Now, we will be visiting Wesley. That is, his work will be very, very handy. Let's have a word with Polly, since she's made the effort to come out here. Hello, Polly.
Mr. Morgan, you're quite an impressive public speaker.
Really? Thank you, Polly.
Thank you, Polly.
You reminded me a little of a play I saw when I was younger.
What kind of play?
I'm talking about back when this place was still called the Mercury Theater. When I was young, I used to come here often with my husband. God rest his soul. We'd come on the weekend to see the latest play. He'd always pretend to be uninterested, but I could tell he was excited inside. He was just one of those kind of guys, really, thinking about it now.
Really, Polly? So what's your favorite play?
Oh, well, I like so many. There was one in particular, but I can't recall the name anymore. Oh, it was a very famous one, too.
Something by Shakespeare?
Oh, no, nothing. One more bell that doesn't ring anymore. I've always been forgetful about the plays we used to see anyway. Oh, and my husband would get angry at me for forgetting what we saw. He'd go on for hours retelling what the play was about. His eyes were so sparkling, like a happy young boy.
I see. So, what's your favorite play?
Oh, I almost forgot, Mr. Morgan. We're going to have another guest soon. I have to get back and get things ready. Sorry for having to hurry away. I'll see you back at the hotel.
Wow, she can really motor when she wants to.
Zach, I think she could embarrass the toughest of the FBI's interrogators.
I think she really could.
She successfully avoided answering my questions, Zach. Amazing.
Well, luckily it wasn't anything important, but there goes Polly. Right, dude, it's this. Why'd you have a pot? Look at his face. Like, he's like...
Oh my pot is getting cold.
Roaming Sigourney, nicknamed the Pot Lady.
Hey, mister, my pot is getting cold.
You are... who?
What are you saying? I'm Sigourney. Sigourney.
Sigourney. Okay. Now, what is the matter? Can you explain?
No time for chatting. I need to hurry. My pot is getting colder. Oh, you're useless.
Wow, harsh.
Zach, we've met all sorts today, but really, she takes the cake. Amazing.
Yeah, let's leave Sigourney and her pot. We've already met Jim, but we might as well have a quick word with him since he's here.
Jim, thanks for your help in the forest. How are Isaac and Isaiah?
They're fine.
They really seem to love their grandpa.
Well, I guess they do, son. I want to keep them away from the filth of the material world as much as I can. Their mother agrees, which is why she lets me take care of them so often.
And that's why I want you to solve this case quickly and go home. Those rumors about that scar of yours do more damage than good around here.
I guess I reek of the material world, don't I? I have to, in order to do my job. But I understand what you mean.
I'd think the same if I was born in a place like this, Zach.
Yeah, but Jim, man, that was harsh. Not our fault, we're just here doing a job. This should be interesting.